Hi, I'm Taylor Bento, the owner and creator of Bags by Bento, and today I'll be showing you how to crochet the Jasmine stitch. So grab your hook and let's get started. The Jasmine stitch is one of my favorite crochet techniques. Here's an example of something I've made using the Jasmine stitch. Here's another example. This is my daisy bag. I'll be launching this pattern next Monday, and we'll also have a tutorial on doing Jasmine stitch in the round. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. I'll be using an extra long 6mm hook by Susan Bates. It's really helpful when you have a lot of loops on your hook at once. And I'll be using a recycled yarn called Re-Tweed by Lion Brand. The color's Everglade. Let's dive in. I'm going to start with a chain 2. Now I'll pull up on that yarn about an inch. Yarn over. Insert my hook into the first chain. Yarn over. And pull up a loop to meet the first two. Yarn over. Insert again. Yarn over. Pull up another loop. 5 loops on my hook, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up, and at this point there should be 7 loops on the hook, yarn over and hold, pull through all 7 loops, insert the hook back into the loop you just held, yarn over, pull up 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through both loops. This is a puff stitch. We're going to continue to make puffs to the length that we need. So again, I'll insert my hook into the top of the last puff I just created, a total of 3 times. There should be 7 loops on the hook total. Yarn over and hold, pull through all 7 loops, back into the loop I just held, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through one last time. You'll want to do multiples of 3. I've got 6 puff stitches here for my foundation, and now I'm going to start row 1. I'll act like I'm doing another puff, placing my hook into the space 3 times for a total of 7 loops. But instead of finishing off, I'm going to continue into the next space over. This time it'll be 6 loops, but it's still placing your hook into that space 3 times. And then again in the next space over. We're essentially creating 3 petals. Okay, at this point you should have 19 loops on your hook total. I know, it's a lot. Yarn over and hold the last loop. Pull through all 19 loops. It's a bit challenging at times. I like to turn my hook down so it doesn't get caught. Place my hook back into the loop that I held. Yarn over, pull up 2 loops, yarn over, pull through both loops. And I've just done my first Jasmine. From this point on, we will be starting our next Jasmine stitch in the top of the one that we just created. So you'll pull up your loop and then place your hook right here in the top of that Jasmine stitch we just did. Pull up, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up, 7 loops. And now we're going to find the base of our Jasmine stitch. And we'll do the same. And then in the next space over. We'll yarn over. Oops. Hold. Pull through all 19 loops on our hook. Place the hook back in the loop we just held. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through both loops. We'll continue to do this to the end of the row and I'll show you how to finish. I'm here at the last stitch of the row, so I'll show you how to finish and turn. I'll continue to do the stitch just like I showed you before. inserting into the top of the last stitch we completed. Now into the base of that Jasmine stitch. And then we're going to find where we started in the first chain into our last petal there. Yarn over and hold, pull through all of our loops, back into the loop we held, and then finish it off. All right, now we're ready to turn. To turn, you're going to pull up a loop, turn your work, and I like to call this a turning puff. So just like we did in our foundation, we're going to create a puff stitch to get us started. You'll insert your hook into the top of the last Jasmine 3 times. You should have 7 loops on your hook. Pull through all 7 loops and finish it off. It should look something like this. And now we can continue to do our Jasmine stitches, starting in the top of that puff. And then into the base. And lastly into the next stitch over. Yarn over and hold, and then finish off that Jasmine stitch. And now you're ready to continue down the row. Now I'll show you how to increase your Jasmine stitches. So there you see we have 3 petals. Well, it's very simple to increase. You're simply going to do 2 petals instead of 3. So we'll start our first petal here, 7 loops in the top of our last Jasmine stitch. Find the base, insert 3 times for a total of 6 loops. And then instead of continuing, we'll stop there. You should have 13 loops on your hook. Yarn over, hold, pull through all the loops, and then finish off. And you'll see there we've got 2 loops instead of 3. And you would just continue as normal down the row. Now I'll show you how to decrease. Now for decreases, you'll do the opposite. Instead of 3 petals, you'll have 4 petals. So you'll start as normal, insert your hook into the base, sorry, my cat was pulling on my yarn, and then into the next space, and then into the last space of the row. You'll have a total of 25 loops on your hook. You'll hold and pull through all the loops, and then finish off like normal. And that will decrease the amount of stitches you have in your row. A common problem with the Jasmine stitch is having large holes. There's an easy way to make sure that doesn't happen. When you're closing your Jasmine stitch, you need to make sure that it's really tight, and you can even hold it as you're pulling up your loop to make sure that it doesn't loosen up. And that will make sure that the holes in your petals aren't too large. And there you have it. That's the Jasmine stitch. If you enjoyed this tutorial, be sure to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss future ones. Thanks, guys.